What's good? What's good? What's good? This is DJ's Raw Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deserve and need. And I wanted to talk to you about the Hornets. Uh, they had an upset win, an upset victory against the Milwaukee Bucks. Uh, the Hornets, if you watch them through the seasons, they always get wins like this when it's least expected. Uh, I expected the Bucks to play better, but they didn't. The score was 114 to 106. Shout out to JG. Hit the like button, share this video to let a family member, a friend, or even a hater know that we're live. So, first off, let me credit the Hornets players for not giving up, for playing hard, and playing for 4 quarters. That's very important. Shout out to the role players for doing their jobs and trying to scrap away some victories. Now, Hornet fans, do you want to hear the reality, or do you want me to sound like old media and give you fake talking points just to pretend like everything is okay? Because I'm not going to do that on this channel, and this is not what Raw Truth is about. Sugarcoated. The reality is, this win is not an outlier for the Hornets. It's not something for the Hornets to say, "Hey, we could just play like this and be just fine." That's not realistic at all. LaMelo Ball tonight played 26 minutes. And I don't want to hear about foul trouble, because there's a lot of times where LaMelo gets in foul trouble and he finds a way to stay in the game, to not be fazed by it, and to stay focused. So for 4 quarters, LaMelo Ball has been in foul trouble the whole game, and he has not fouled out. So if LaMelo is learning how to not foul out for 4 quarters, why is he, meaning JB, why is he playing LaMelo 26 minutes? And if you listen to LaMelo's interview, the energy was just different. I don't know what was wrong. He's probably, I can't put words in his mouth, but he looked disappointed to me. That's just my opinion. You think any young player wants to have reduced minutes? And Shines are mad because I said that the Hornets do not play LaMelo Ball like a franchise player. Now, comment section, let me know if I'm lying or not. Has LaMelo Ball, to you, to the LaMelo holics, people who are fans of LaMelo Ball, has he been playing like, meaning the Hornets, has the Hornets been playing LaMelo like a franchise player? Don't worry, I'll wait. And I hate that this happens because it takes away a good victory. This was a good victory and it moves up in the standards. But I'm not going to just pillow talk this conversation tonight. Shout out to D-Town, the best town. Said LaMelo average going down each game. Didn't I tell y'all about that? It is a game within a game. And all-star voting is closing soon. I told you guys this was going to happen. No, DJ. JB wouldn't do that. He wouldn't mess with his minutes. You're just making stuff up. This is what they told us. But again, for those who are JB fans, I can't teach you the game within the game. You got to see it for your own eyes. You got to see it from your own conscience, what the game within the game is. But now you're seeing it right now, that this game they're playing with LaMelo is a travesty. His minutes are going down. His averages are going down. This is not a win. This is not how you keep your star players. Can you believe they actually think LaMelo would stay in Charlotte? What evidence states that? It's not like, here's the thing about LaMelo Ball. He, just like Lonzo and LiAngelo, are smart kids. They know how to talk to the media. He would never go out there and say, oh, I'm looking at other teams and my contract is up. He knows better than that. So what will LaMelo say, just like any other young star? I like where I'm at. Everything's nice. I love the city I'm in. He's going to say that. Why would he cause drama and say, oh, I don't like Charlotte? He would never say that in person. Jake says LaMelo was fired with that spin move tonight. He was dope. Did y'all listen to the Bucks announcers? They was talking about how LaMelo's barely playing on crucial quarters. And if you got media who are not Charlotte Hornets media, but opposing team media pointing that out, that's not a good look at all. Thunder says LaMelo stats for 26 minutes are fire. Imagine LaMelo with 35 to 40 minutes. I want everyone in the comment section to look at that. Imagine LaMelo Ball with 35 to 40 minutes, what you call the star guard minutes. But this is what the Shines will tell us. But DJ, LaMelo Ball is the first option. He's getting all the touches. He's got the quote-unquote usage rate. Jack, you see that too? Yeah, LaMelo's skills are increasing. Nicole Power says, nope, yeah. I don't think LaMelo's being treated like a franchise player. He's being treated like he's everybody else. Louis says, I believe JB got the talk about how Melo is a superstar. No ish today. Najee King says LaMelo averaging 15, 5 5 last 3 games, 25 minutes per game. Cade is averaging 10, 7, and 5, 23 minutes. Trey's averaging 39, 12, and 3 the last 3 games and 37 minutes. Y'all see that? Ja averaging 37 and 5 and 33 minutes a game. Y'all see that? Look at the stats. I didn't post them. Look at the stats. Look at the stats. I'm not about to let JB and his bad roster management ruin my day. I've been spending time with family. It's been a joy. Also, for people in the comment section, I have a video I'm dropping. I interviewed my mother. So tune into that. It drops tomorrow. What's it, 8:30 Eastern time? So that'll be about pretty early. So be around close to 6 o'clock Pacific time. So tune into that. Shout out to my brother Trent. He says JB is something else. Man, I don't know what's wrong with that coach. I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, what's the benefit of not giving LaMelo the keys? Oh, I know. JB just wants all the credit. He wants all the credit. You see it. Look at the games when LaMelo Ball wills his team to victory, and he's a leading scorer, leading assist guy, leading rebounder in the game. And you'll see a JB interview. He tries to talk about everybody else, even when the interviewers are asking about LaMelo. It'll be like this, and I quote, well, LaMelo, he assisted well, but also let's talk about Miles Bridges. Now, Miles Bridges willed us to victory. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm lying. Y'all know JB be doing interviews like that. It's sad, man. Be deflecting, talking about other players that weren't even the star of the game. Louis says, here's how bad JB is slowing down LaMelo. that reverse pass to Bumbly was so fast in real time that cameraman don't realize the ball left his hand until Bumbly jumped it. Yeah. See, LaMelo Ball plays a fast paced type of game, and these players on this roster doesn't even fit his skill set. They rather play half court instead of just running the ball. And that's how selfish this team is. They don't even want to. Yeah, they beat the Bucks, but let's be real now. It's not like the Hornets are going to win 20 straight games and get a top 5 seed. Let's be realistic. The Hornets are up and down. They they win games they shouldn't win. They lose games they shouldn't lose. The Hornets are in basketball purgatory. Navarro was good, my brother. He said they will not change. It is what it is. That's the sad truth about the Hornets. The only way LaMelo gets some freedom for himself, he has to make the All-Star team. I've stated this. Coach Joe has stated this. Aquarius 21, shout out to you, my brother. The Chicago homie stated this. If LaMelo Ball is the All-Star, this whole organization will be hesitant on how they play LaMelo. Because if he has that All-Star title, and let's say there's a game where LaMelo only plays 30 minutes or 29 minutes, the media will be charging at the coach. National media, they're like, why is he playing less minutes? He's an all-star. And JB would think twice to do that. I truly believe that. Trent says they'll never ask about Gordon Hayward's poor performance against elite teams. It's like taboo. Yeah, I'm still waiting on Gordon Hayward to show up against elite teams. Haven't found him yet. Mr. Glass, pay him all that money to freeze up like he does. I'll trade Gordon Hayward for a pack of Cheetos. I mean, that Gordon Hayward, and I'm not trying to down him, brother. This is sports talk, so y'all know what it is. Gordon Hayward is such a waste of roster space. He doesn't defend. There's some games where he put up some buckets, but that's really against weaker opponents. So really, Gordon Hayward is a definition of a stat pattern. If you can't get buckets against elite teams, but you get buckets against average to horrible teams, you're not accountable enough. The Hornets can't count on Gordon Hayward that much if he doesn't bring it all year long. If Gordon Hayward showed up against good teams and elite teams, the Hornets would have a better record. And again, family, is that a lie? What I just said, is that a lie? Louis says he will, meaning LaMelo will be an all-star. I went from he better be an all-star. If LaMelo's not an all-star, I would be making a Hall of Fame ether on JB. I got that video ready right now. If LaMelo does not make an all-star, I already made it. I already made a video. I ain't lying. If LaMelo does not make the all-star team, I would be releasing that video. If he makes the all-star team, I would be I'll have the other video I made, and I already made this one too, if LaMelo makes the all-star team. So they better not play with me. Louis is laughing. I'm serious, man. Osmond says Gordon Hayward against elite teams, and yet again he played worse than LaMelo and got more minutes. See, that's the crazy part right there. Gordon Hayward gets rewarded for bad play so much. It's not even funny. But is this the culture that JB talks about? Peace and blessings as well. Is this the culture that JB's talking about? So just because Gordon Hayward is a veteran on this team and got a big contract, he gets his minutes, even though he can't defend a lick. But we want to worry about LaMelo's foul trouble. But he didn't even get fouled out in the game. Yeah, he had a lot of fouls. It happens. But let me give you this example. Now, Trae Young, I've seen Trae Young be in foul trouble so many games this year. Their head coach, Nate McMillan, makes sure that he plays through his fouls. See, that's what great coaches do. You got to play through the fouls so that the player can learn to not foul so much. So limiting LaMelo's minutes is not an excuse. Hornet fans, this is what I'm trying to get you to realize. How can you keep LaMelo Ball when the whole organization treats LaMelo just like every rinky-dink player? He's not being treated like the stars in this league. I've had Hornet fans go in my DMs telling me, I know you're a fan of LaMelo, but he's not like Ja Morant. He's not like those players. He's great, but he's not like those players. That's what they're telling me. And I will reply, even if he wasn't like Ja Morant or Trae, he's not even getting the respect of players below them. Now, I believe LaMelo is on their level once he gets his minutes and the keys to the offense. But right now, I'm not seeing this organization show the love that other organizations do when you draft a player this high. If the Houston Rockets drafted LaMelo number 3 in 2020, you think they wouldn't give LaMelo all the minutes? They're giving LaMelo all the minutes and everything he can ask for because he's putting fans in seats. Blunt Dogs, thank you for the $5 super chat to help grow this channel out, for showing love. Peace, blessings to you, my brother. He said, no need to post it, just showing love. I finally figured out how to send it. Peace to you, brother DJ. Well, brother Blunt Dog, I had to read it anyway. You know how we do on Raw Truth. We show love here. So thank you for supporting the channel. And again, 2 videos tomorrow. I got the video of me interviewing my lovely mother tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for that. And I got another video interviewing Tyson Bordeaux's father. We're going to talk about fatherhood in sports, the importance of fatherhood in sports. This is an important topic for our people to appreciate fathers and to talk about how they're so important, shaping the minds and the journeys of our young brothers. So tune into that. So we got the video tomorrow of me interviewing my mother and the live stream interviewing Mr. Tyson Bordeaux's father. We're talking about fatherhood tomorrow. So tune in. We got 54 people in the chat. Make sure there's 54 likes. Trent says PJ Washington was in foul trouble and allowed to foul out tonight. He was. Got all the minutes too. But they're not mentioning that. Osmond says Trae Young shot 1 for 7 and had 9 turnovers in 35 minutes against the Lakers. He sure did. You don't see Nate McMillan messing with his minutes. But fam, listen closely. The Super Borrego fans, they're on the tizzy right now, and they're telling everybody, it's not about LaMelo. We got the win. That's all that matters. Can you believe this crap? It's not about LaMelo. We got the win. And y'all telling us that LaMelo's going to stay with this team? Now, I'm not saying it's impossible for LaMelo to stay in Charlotte. But I'm telling you, man, these big league teams, they're willing to pay big dollar. And trust me, they will give LaMelo everything he asks for. Y'all keep playing with him. I'm just the messenger. Osman, you saw the press conference too. He said LaMelo looked depressed as fuck in the post-game interview. He did. LaMelo was not happy in that interview. I saw the post-game interview. And if I wasn't doing YouTube on my phone, I would have played it. For everyone that's knowing, I'm on vacation right now. Didn't bring my microphone. Didn't bring my computer. I'm doing this on my phone. But if I had my computer, I would have streamed through my computer and showed the interview. LaMelo was not pleased at all. He had his head down. Osman saw the interview. Trent saw the interview. Everyone who is live right now saw the LaMelo interview today. He looked pissed. You can go to the Charlotte Hornets .com website to look at interviews, or go to Charlotte Hornets Twitter where they post the interviews as well. Or what's that thing called? Bally Sports. Bally Sports has the interview. Go on Twitter and type Bally Sports, and they got the LaMelo interview. LaMelo Ball looked ticked off. I'm not saying I know what LaMelo thinks, but I can only assume if a basketball player plays in the NBA, that is, plays 26 minutes against a good team below starters minutes, and they have an interview and they're looking pissed off, of course they're mad about that. Let's use common sense. Osman says, "No, DJ, ain't no way Melo and JB could coexist long term. Maybe this year, but not next 3 to 4 years when he wants an MVP caliber season." Here's something that they will not tell you guys. If LaMelo, and shout out to Coach Ant Learn, because we talked about this as well. Shout out to Jaheim Nesbitt. Brother, you've been cooking on the post. Shout out to you. Subscribe, follow Jaheim Nesbitt on Twitter. I'm telling you, he digs up a lot of information. But I agree with you, Osman. If LaMelo stays with Charlotte, it has to be a new coach, a new GM, a new everything. A roster that coincides with his talent. That's the only way. But if JB stays with this team, LaMelo's out. I can't see it. I don't see it at all. They don't fit. JB wants to play half court all the time. LaMelo wants to run. LaMelo's getting less minutes, it seems, every week, every game. JB is trying to, quote unquote, teach LaMelo lessons every time he's in foul trouble or playing his type of style. Y'all realize every time LaMelo plays flashy, has a flashy pass, a flashy layup, etc., LaMelo's looking over and he's watching JB, and JB's watching him. This young brother can't even play with freedom because of this narcissistic coach. But Borrego stands are mad at me for pointing this out, because I don't want my favorite player to play with such a coach who won't let him be him. That's messing up his stats, trying to screw him over for not getting an all-star appearance. And here's the kicker. I was going to mention this beginning of this video, this live stream, but hey, I had so much to talk about. There was an interview that JB did 2 or 3 days ago. JB credited, quote unquote, his program and the philosophy of why LaMelo is in conversation of the All-Star game. This coach has some nerve. I'm sure Trent and Jaheim Nesbitt seen what I was talking about too. This ignorant fool JB credited himself in the Hornets program, and he likes using that word program. Oh, I'm JB. I believe our program is the only way LaMelo can flourish. I am the analytics. I'm JB. I know everything. I come from the Popovich coaching tree. All I had to do was hold the clipboard. Pathetic. Let me read some more of these comments, man. Y'all cooking today. Harold Chair says they treat LaMelo like a kid. They do treat LaMelo like a kid. So Gordon Hayward could turn over the ball so many times, not play defense. JB doesn't even look his way. Trent says, I cringe when JB speaks, DJ. It's horrible, man. It's not even coach speak. It's that control speech. You know, that coach is trying to control a player's whole game. It sounds odd and weird. I can't listen to any JB interviews that long. The only time I listen to JB interviews for a lengthy part of time is if I had to dissect his speech. That's about it. Court Vision said he's tired of looking at Hayward and JB. I think we're all tired of looking at those fools. We're not here to watch them. No one's watching Hornets games just to watch JB coach up like a fool and for Gordon Hayward to look as old and slow as he is. Don't get me started on Gordon Hayward. He's in the upper room. That brother's beyond the upper room. Gordon Hayward right now got them cement shoes. K. Lofton says LaMelo is out on the first smoking plane. Boy, he's out like a scout on a brand new route. That's a Southern saying for those in the back that are listening. Oh, DJ, he just wants LaMelo to play for his Lakers. Man, I don't know where LaMelo will play when his contract is up, but I tell you one thing, he will be in a big market if they keep this up. Jonathan says, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody coming to see you, JB. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Gordon Hayward. I want y'all to look at LaMelo's interview today. Go to ballysports.com or go to their Twitter page and look at LaMelo's face. He looked so ticked off, he would swing at someone probably. I don't blame him. Playing against the defending champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, with Giannis. Giannis, shout out to him, man. He looked like young Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, young Wilt Chamberlain out there with 40-plus points. And again, Hornets, you got the win, but this is why you need a big man. Another 40-plus point game from Giannis. And he's not even shooting a lot of threes. Court Vision says, Melo getting tired of JB's mess. I'm peeping it. Yeah, we all peeping it. But they said we was just making things up. Remember that? I don't need to make anything up if I see the faces of a player. Again, not enough fans use common sense. Y'all got to really look at a player's eyes, and you can tell. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out when a player is fed up by not getting minutes and being treated like some kid down the street. They're treating LaMelo like they babysitting him, managing his minutes. Can't even play with James Bouknight. James Bouknight was selected very high, and he can't even get 10 minutes. But you want this failed coach, JB, to coach another season with this team? Leggett says he's going to the Lakers. So I wouldn't be surprised. Shout out to the homie HL Kid, man. With peace and blessings, brother. Shout out to Smooth the Shot to go. He says, what's good? DJ, what's good, brother? Peace and blessings. I'm glad the Hornets got the win, but this type of style of play is not going to be sufficient. I'm telling you right now. Hornet fans, I'm telling you right now. Y'all not about to go on some 20-win streak playing this type of play. And that's the problem with some of these small market teams. They get happy for the littlest things. The Hornets last season was in the playing game, and they were acting like they were a fourth seed or something. And they got bounced off and got their tails whooped by the Pacers. Suave, DJ. Oh, sorry about that. Suave, the smooth goat. Sorry about that, brother. Rap guy said Kupchak is a failed general manager. He messed up my Lakers. So I really don't like his general manager skills, if he had any. Court Vision said every time Melo misses a three, JB called a timeout, but Gordon Hayward got to turn it over, and Terry Miles chuck up shots back-to-back threes, no problem. Yeah, I see it. No consistency at all. Court Vision said Mitch said he ain't making no moves until next season. I saw that press conference, man. I'm not even surprised. Again, he ruined my Lakers. Did that horrible Luol Deng contract, and don't get me started with Timothy Mozgov. Desperation moves. Hampton Royce, peace and blessings, brother. He said, I saw something tonight. It's difficult to explain. You're not a hooper, but that high five that LaMelo gives Borrego when he exits the game is saying F you to JB. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I got to watch these things, man. Don't just go to ESPN to get all your information, man. Y'all got to watch it from your own eyes. Yeah, rap guy. LaMelo could have had a triple-double. I mean, this team doesn't even help LaMelo get his stats, man, to break records and none of that, man. LaMelo got to do it on his own. That's the sad part about it. But if it was another player, they would have been doing it. Shout out to the CFL podcast. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He said, bro, did you see that incredible pass LaMelo did? Yeah, I did. And for LaMelo to get 26 minutes in this game against the defending champions is really, really sad. I'm tired of this young brother always having to watch his game, look back. Every time Coach JB, it seems like he's ticked off when LaMelo is doing these flashy passes, remixing his game, and so forth. Every single time. They're truly trying to change LaMelo's game. They're trying to make him into a Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili type of player. And that makes sense to JB because all he knows is Spurs. But can JB take those Spurs colored glasses off and realize Tim Duncan is not stepping through that door anymore? Neither is the Admiral David Robinson. So can JB take off the Spurs colored glasses and put some Hornet colored glasses and know that you got a star right there in front of you named LaMelo Ball? Because there's a lot of teams that would be vying for his services if he was a free agent this year. Looking in my mirror says, I can't watch the Hornets because of JB, but we got ZO2 and them Bulls. The Bulls are doing everything right. Shout out to Billy Donovan, the actual good coach who has won everywhere he's been, unlike this coach here, JB, who has before LaMelo got there, had a .333 winning percentage, which is a losing record, that is. So his resume speaks for itself. Melo Holly says 26 minutes again. 26 minutes again. But Melo Holly, they said LaMelo's in foul trouble. So LaMelo's the only NBA player that doesn't play starters minutes because of foul trouble. So I guess every star in the NBA doesn't get in foul trouble. What's the next excuse? Smooth Goat says, bring Book Night off the bench. I wish. How you gonna draft a player that high and barely play him? Suave, man. Like, it is crazy that all the potential talent the Hornets have, you can't even play your young players. And before anybody comes up in here and say, well, the Hornets got the victory and yada, yada, yada. I told you once, I tell you again, I said it from the beginning, I'm a LaMelo Ball fan. Yes, I want the Hornets to do well, but because of LaMelo Ball is on this team. But if LaMelo's not playing the way he's supposed to be playing, if he's not being the main focal point, if the direction is not about building around him, then I'm going to have a problem with that. And let's say the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the Bucks overlooked the Hornets. That's the truth. If the Bucks would have taken the Hornets seriously, they would have won this game. But like most teams, when teams play the Hornets, they think of them as, yeah, they play hard, but there's nothing special about them. This is what the NBA teams around the league think. They have no big man and they don't have any direction. Now, I predicted the Hornets to be a 9th or 8th seed. Until I see something else, this is where I have the Hornets going. Fonzie says, imagine it was Gordon trying to get his stats up. They all do that on this team. But LaMelo can't even get his stats up, but everybody else tried to. HOK says, no other team is doing that mess. No other team is doing it. You're absolutely right. But that's all I wanted to say, man. I want to say shout out to the subs. We're almost at 6,000 subs, an incredible accomplishment. I'm still on vacation, but tomorrow morning, I'm interviewing my mother. Make sure to like that video, share the video. It's going to be very fun. And later on after that, I will be interviewing Tyson Bordeaux's father, the commitment of Grambling State. His father is going to talk about fatherhood in sports. Important conversation. But I'm glad the Hornets got a victory, but they got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. CFL Podcast says we in there. Thank you so much, CFL. You want to talk about good brothers in YouTube? The CFL Podcast is one of the most positive people on YouTube. He promotes other people's content, not only himself, but everybody else's. Shares the videos, likes the videos all the time. This is a good brother, a great brother. And this is why you should subscribe to his channel. But shout out to the CFL Podcast. Thank you, Trent, for the flowers. You guys are going to like this interview. My mother, someone who I see strength, intelligence, and one of the reasons why I'm the man I am today. So it's going to be a good interview. Tune into that tomorrow. This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And I'm out.